You in this battle, man, I'll soon be dead. I'll glue your face to my dick so I can fuck with your head. I got metaphors coming through my pores. You probably never been in a battle before, so I hope you realize your mistake. There ain't no party, got some candles, this will be a piece of cake.
Folks, welcome to the Before Hours podcast, internet radio phenomenon hosted by an occasional morning person. I ask the most interesting people I know about their sleep, their routine, life, love, stress, and setbacks. If you want to talk to us here at the Before Hours podcast, you may do so in one of two ways. One, you could email the Before Hours podcast at gmail.com. Two, you could slide into my DMs on Instagram. I'm at Bobby Sheehan, LOL. LOL, because you know I bring the laughter. But return to the podcast, hilarious comedian, a good guy, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, one of my dear friends, Jesse Montanez. What's going on, Jesse?
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man.
Ciao, Bella.
Dude, this is about a routine? This podcast is about a routine?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what's funny is that you've done the podcast before.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. That's so bad because I have a chaotic routine.
You're living in a bit of chaos right now?
I don't know why I can't sleep.
You can't sleep?
I can't sleep.
Shit.
Like I sleep like 4 hours, maybe less.
Jesse, that's not enough.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
no. Is this a new thing?
Always, like my whole life.
Brother, do you have trouble falling asleep?
Falling asleep, staying asleep.
Yikes.
I don't know why. I could be like really tired, and when I get to the bed, I'm like, I need to do something.
I get that.
Yeah.
You ever try to drain the lizard, so to speak?
Brother.
Yeah.
You think I don't?
That's a trip when you fucking you take a trip down to Pound Town and you're like, that'll knock me out. And then you're like wide fucking awake and you're like, well, what else do I need?
Disgusting fact, yesterday I did a back to back.
Like the Drake song?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm masturbating back to back.
And took a CBD. Still couldn't go down.
So, okay.
I went to sleep at like 2:30 in the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're squeamish, please plug your ears. You're saying you jacked off 3 times and then you're like, I'm still awake. And then you took drugs and then your brain was like, we still have more stuff to do.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know. I think I'm a little bit hyperactive.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know?
Okay.
And I don't exercise enough. I think that's what I have to do. Like I probably should be exercising like a crazy amount. But who wants to do that?
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard to get yourself to do the things you need to do. But I thought you were an MMA guy.
Yeah, but that stuff is all expensive. I had to quit it all. I just go to a gym now because I'm poor.
Yeah.
Having like doing jujitsu or like Muay Thai, it's like that shit's so fucking expensive.
I've never. I did like little kid martial arts.
Hell yeah, karate.
As a little kid. Taekwondo, actually.
Ooh,
yeah.
You broke a board?
I did break a board. So this is my favorite story about me, if I may say so myself. So I was 9 years old and I took the black belt test.
Oof.
Now, folks, the black belt test for a 9-year-old is a little different than, say, a black belt test for an adult. Although, and I don't know enough about adult Taekwondo, it might be nonsense dancing.
Yeah, some may say that.
Yeah. I don't know enough. I've heard enough people like that know what they're talking about with different forms of martial arts where they're like the pretty looking ones, karate, Taekwondo, Aikido, it's nonsense dancing.
Okay, so I would say Aikido is for sure nonsense.
Okay.
Karate and Taekwondo have useful techniques, but they got watered down from Olympics.
Okay.
That's the Olympics waters. Anytime a martial art goes into the Olympics, it gets super watered down. Because now it's about scoring points and winning when a martial art is about fucking someone up.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I forget, I think a couple Olympics ago, the karate gold medal, the dude head kicked another dude and knocked him out in the gold medal match. And he lost because he kicked him too hard. It's a bad show of sportsmanship. So he won the silver medal.
Holy moly, that's crazy.
Imagine how gay you feel.
Dude.
When you're like got knocked out and you're like, I got a gold medal for Oh, dude.
Just like, hey, what did you get this gold medal for? I followed all the rules.
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked in the process. I mean, I'd understand if the guy that won the silver medal like pulled out a gun.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, you win because he doesn't have a gun.
Yeah.
Like that's clearly cheating.
Yeah.
But
that's not bad sportsmanship to beat the like in a battle of beating the shit out of each other. You do it more like that's not.
Yeah.
If he like knocked him out and then like jacked off on his face or something like that would be.
Mm-hmm.
But that, you know.
Also, a lot more people would watch that, I think.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
MMA and porn at the same time.
Yeah. That would be a good time. Fuck, man. I don't know. Oh, so I was 9 years old.
9 years old.
I was taking the black belt test, right? No one came on my face that day. That was for when I was an altar boy. But
hey, that's when you got your white belt. That's when you got your white face.
Yeah, the ceremonies are very similar. Either way, my uncle's there, you know. But so I was 9 years old and I took the black belt test, and the final test is they take a plyboard, the thinnest plyboard that has ever existed,
Mm-hmm.
and they I don't even know what this motion is called. Sorry for those just listening, but I had to do that.
Yeah.
Right. So
Happens all the time in fights.
it's yeah, where you got to put your fist down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you know, that's a normal move.
So I was so nervous, Jesse, because I'm 9. I didn't have the understanding that if I did it, because it was in front of everybody, right? But I didn't have the understanding that if I don't get it on the first try, they'll let me try again.
Yeah.
And then even if I never get it, they're gonna give me the black belt.
Yeah.
No one's failing this.
Yeah.
This is let's trick children into exercising
Yeah.
type of situation.
Which is good. Kids need that.
And it was fun. I had a good time, but so the time came and you had like a panel of all these like kind of tough looking like guys, like pretty jacked and like big, and they all had their black belts and they all looked like very serious.
Yeah.
In hindsight, they were probably like trying not to giggle.
Yeah.
Like at watching, you know, a little redheaded boy trying to break plywood.
Yeah, they're probably not even tough. They're just men.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I was just 9.
Yeah, it's just like a 28-year-old guy, like, oh my God, I guess we gotta watch this guy. Gotta watch this fucking ginger not break the board.
I did break the board and people clapped. And then I remember my instructor went, because the adults, like the actual martial artists, they had to break bricks.
Yeah.
And so I broke the board and my instructor went, okay, Bobby, now go over there and break the brick. And I just walked right over there. Like I was ready to break the brick,
Okay.
dude. 9-year-old Bobby.
Oh, so you were like, I can go through anything.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm a weapon, actually. Like before the board, you were like, I don't know if I could do this. And then afterwards, you're like, give me Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
I'll fuck anyone up.
Yeah. Oh, it's so strange the way your mind works, you know? I don't know. Not at 9 years old, I think I was still like athletics might work out for me. You know what I mean?
When did it hit you?
Oh, and I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but I used to play Little League. I always loved baseball. Of all the sports, baseball was my favorite. And I never hit the ball. You know, like I remember one time my coach was like, you should try to bunt it. And there was nobody on base. They were like, you just.
Yeah, he was just like, hey, if you want to.
Yeah, try
it was T-ball.
Yeah, bunting at T-ball.
Just hit it.
And but what I told myself when I was little, probably. Yeah, well, how old are you in Little League? Probably 8 or 9, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in right field, right? But I'm a good right fielder.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a great, which of course, right field, that's who gets the ball hit to them the least.
Yeah, that's the worst player normally. Worst fielder.
So you know what my fucking coach did one time?
Yeah.
There was a left-handed batter and he yelled out to me in right field, Bobby, switch with so-and-so, who was the left fielder. So, and when I was a little boy, I was like, this has some sort of strategic value that I don't understand. And I was too embarrassed to ask.
Yeah.
And then of course, as an adult, I learned they were just trying to keep the ball from me under any circumstances whatsoever.
So this guy's going to get hurt.
Dude, not even that. I was like, he's not going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And I think that's, in hindsight,
He should have just let you fail.
He should have let me fail.
He should have let you fail.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and you know, I think kids failing at sports is good.
Yeah.
You got to find out early. You can't, because he kind of gave you like a little bit of I can still do this, he's just moving me around,
Yeah.
when you should have just like got hit in the head with the ball and then like someone else had to run and pick it up and throw it.
Yeah.
And then you would have known. You would have been like, yeah, no, I don't do
You're
this.
giving me fucking PTSD because one time, and I remember this was when I was designated in left field.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, the batter did hit it towards left field. And I knew I could catch it.
Okay.
And there was the center fielder, or maybe it was even the shortstop running in.
Okay.
But I was like, I got this. And I was so excited, Jesse, to go, I got it.
Yeah.
Right. And I did it. And then the guy backed off. And then as I said, I got it. I look up and the sun is just in my
beating on you.
Just, I could, they use in movies where they're like, don't walk towards the light and the light's all bright.
Yeah.
That's the level of sun that was in my face.
Yeah. And that's dangerous for a guy of your complexion.
Yeah.
Is that much sun?
Yikes, dude.
Maybe that's why they were keeping you in right field. It was like shaded.
Yeah.
Your mother was like, oh, Bobby, I don't know what your mom sounds like. Oh, Bobby, just put on some more sunscreen and get in right field.
Dude, I was such a pale little boy. Oh, and uncoordinated. And I was afraid of the ball, too.
The ball is terrifying in baseball. I never fucked with baseball.
Yeah.
They throw the ball so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And you ever got beamed by a baseball? Holy shit.
Yeah, because I played Little League where they trusted other fucking 8 and 9-year-olds just to throw a ball.
Yeah. And you just get ripped by him. I always was afraid of the ball.
I remember one time I got beamed in the stomach.
Oh.
Yeah, because I guess I was such a fucking spaz. I guess I swung so early that I mean the ball was like
you fell into the strike zone. You fell into the pitch and they're like, is that a walk? Is that a strike? What is that?
They let me walk.
Yeah.
And I was on for okay, this is where I was kind of a psycho though.
I feel like if you're on base, it's dangerous. I feel like you're fast. You can steal a base.
This is a bit of me being a psycho because I was full on crying on first base, and my dad wasn't even a coach. He just like walked up as a dad, and he was like, "You don't have to do this," and I was like, "Yes, I do." And my dad's like, I watched my dad be like, "Oh, my son isn't a pussy. Hell yeah."
Yeah, no.
I mean, he's crying, but at least he's not going back to the bleachers.
Let me tell you, brother, that rules.
Yeah.
that is good. If I was a dad, I'd be like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
He's not going to be an athlete.
Yeah.
But he ain't going to quit.
Yeah.
And that's good to hear. So what happened next?
I don't know, but I will say that the highlight of my Little League career was I once got an RBI. And I got the game ball for getting the RBI. I got out, but I was the game winning RBI.
Oh, okay. So you hit like a sack fly.
Yeah, sack fly. Okay. Battle in the ninth. And my favorite thing was the coach was like giving the speech to everybody. And by the way, everyone on the team I've been bullied before, but this team, everyone was cool. This guy was giving a speech about how I deserved the game ball for an RBI fly. And they're all like, yes. Absolutely. Where I'm like, I don't know. I think the guy that ran from third to home had something to do with it, Yeah. And if the situation was reversed, I probably would have like tripped or something,
Nah, give yourself the credit. Pat yourself on the back, dude. You fucking I would be talking about that to this day.
Here I am.
I would be leaning. I remember when I was like, oh, I can't do sports. It was like, this is not for me. I was playing freshman football, and I was a pretty good football player, but I had hit my growth spurt early, and I was about where I was, like not this big, but like kind of close. Yeah. And we were just doing, do you know what an Oklahoma is?
No.
Okay. So you like sit helmet to helmet. So your head is like touching his head. One person has a ball. The other person is the tackler.
Okay.
And we did in Oklahoma, or I don't know if that's in Oklahoma, but that's the drill. So you both get up from off your backs and just run at each other.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And We both get off, and I fucking fully intended to run this guy over.
Yeah.
And this dude bowled me over, and I'm holding on to his leg like this, and he's like running up the field, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. This isn't for. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm not built for this.
Yeah. It's and luckily I figured it out eventually.
Yeah, well, they had to. I'm gonna be honest. If they didn't cut me, I would have just kept going.
Yeah,
I'm a dog like that. You know.
You're a dog and you know it.
Yeah, like I just can't quit.
Yeah,
I don't like to quit.
I almost so in my little league career, I wanted to quit pretty early into the season because I had that realization. I was like, I'm not good and I'll never get good. And this is starting. I started to feel like an adult level of embarrassment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When because you as a child, you don't really know shame, but then you get little moments of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it creeps up on you. So you felt that like
I felt an adult amount of shame. And then I was like, Mom, I want to quit. And she was like, you can't. You could choose not to play next season. But you're like, you can't live your life like that.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I don't like this, I'm quitting. And she's like, you're going to let all your teammates down, which was not true.
Yeah.
In fact, I probably would have been doing them a favor by quitting, you know?
Hey, man, maybe you were like good for the team, you know? You probably like brought a good energy.
I had fun.
You joked with the boys.
I did. I was a riffer.
What about morale?
Morale,
You're probably a big morale
I would
guy.
clap. Yeah.
I'm sure you were a great heckler. Doing those like little, you know what they do in
I
baseball?
love to do that shit.
Yeah, you were. I know you're a culture guy.
I think Little League was the first pun that I've ever made because someone in the opposing someone on the opposing team hit a foul ball, right? And because foul, I went, oof, I could smell that from here.
Hey,
I remember the coach was like, that was good. And all the kids were like, you're a fucking faggot, dude.
They're like, what the hell? Spelling jokes? Yeah. We're tough guys. We spit.
Yeah. Oh, I hate spitting, dude. I watched.
Oh, yeah. You told me you hate spitting.
So you're
not built for baseball. Baseball is like 80% spitting. And then sometimes you throw some balls and swing a bat.
Yeah.
So yeah, this wasn't the sport for you. You maybe just didn't find the right sport.
My thing is, I wish I discovered weightlifting way sooner. I discovered weightlifting in college, and I was like, it would have been real nice to like because it requires no coordination.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that you have astigmatism, right? It's just fucking you start. And then you move the weight up, and you just have to have a decent enough form that you don't get hurt.
Yeah,
you know, and that's it. You know.
Yeah, but it's not sports. You know,
it's healthy.
It's cool,
and it gives you something to do.
Yeah,
it is solitary, which I like. I think if I was like trying to make friends or whatever, you can't. There's a few guys in my gym that I know, but you know, we talk for like a few minutes and then we go back to doing our thing. You know.
Do you talk to the ladies in your gym?
No.
Isn't that the scariest thing?
I've never done that.
Yeah, I've never talked to a girl in a gym.
I wouldn't even
I feel like in 2024, if you talk to a gym, the gym owner comes and shoots you. He goes, who? He brings you behind a wall and you just hear a bang and you're like, it's up.
Like if it's a beautiful life.
Yeah, because I'm on TikTok and I don't know why. I think TikTok thinks like I have more dating problems than it always is sending me dating stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just because like I'm a 29-year-old single man. And so they're like, hey, get on.
It's also like perfect rage bait too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any like gender war stuff on the internet,
brother.
Rage bait galore.
It almost gets me every time. Yeah. I get halfway through the TikTok and I'm like, this girl's off her rocker. And then I'm like, what am I doing?
Are you almost 30 years old? You're almost 30 years old, Jesse?
Yeah. But what was I fucking saying with the dating?
Because we were talking about you shouldn't approach women at the gym.
Because they always talk about that in the TikToks. Like, oh, you see a girl at your gym, walk up to her, walk up to a girl at the gym.
Yeah,
it's. I think it's like the most insane advice. Everyone's wearing earphones.
That's the thing. Yeah. So if you're making someone do this, take the AirPods out. It should be like, hey, are you almost done?
Yeah.
anything out like
Hey, I saw you over there. Nice boobs.
right, yeah.
You know.
Anything else is like
Yeah.
at least like if you're at like a bar or something, you could be like, oh, do you like this song?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But
you can't be that at the gym where it's like a Macklemore remix is on. Like, I love this song, and it's you know, it's like I can't change, but it's like in a club remix. You know, I love this. This is my shit.
you fully just got the vibe of the Bushwick Planet Fitness.
Exactly. Yeah, like that's Planet Fitness music where it's it's just like the remix to Ignition, but remixed even more.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went R. Kelly there. But it's like the most insane place I feel like to try and hit someone up. But it's crazy because you guys are all working on yourselves.
Yeah.
So you do kind of have something in common. But it's like such a weird place to,
Yeah.
go up to someone.
No, but if I was single, I wouldn't go up to a girl at a gym, especially because most of them are doing cardio. And that's the weirdest part.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you make her turn off the treadmill. You make her turn off the treadmill. And you're like, hi, and it's I
Hello.
don't. It's just like there's.
Do you like running?
Yeah, I see you enjoy running. That's cool. And it's also like there's no way to get around bodies because that's what you do at the gym. You're working on your body.
Yeah.
So like. You're not supposed to talk about someone's body,
right?
Like immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't know where a good place is to meet somebody.
No, I think the third space is like gone, But like dating apps are so shitty. Like your chances of I mean, you find a lot of crazy people. I remember when I was on the apps, there was a girl that was like, if you're ugly, swipe left, which I just thought was so funny.
Yeah.
But then I was like, what
Great
is
sense of humor on that gal.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was like in all earnestness, she was like, oh, I can't believe. You know what probably happened is she probably paid for one of those premium services. She was like, let's see who's like swiping right on me. And it was just all,
all 2,000 fat guys.
Yeah.
Or desperate. Yeah, no, I think it's dating is hard in general, but I don't think the dating apps are that bad. I think if you're a normal, like if you can put together some nice pictures and sell yourself as not crazy.
That's the big one.
Yeah. Then I don't do badly on dating apps, and I'm not tall. I'm not like a super handsome guy. I feel like I'm a normal guy, but I sell myself as I'm not insane.
That's the first sentence.
I'm a sane guy. I have a picture of me with friends.
Yeah, that's
doing an activity. Just be like, yeah, he's with people in public.
Yeah,
that wow. I think that, I know this is unpopular, especially to men, but like the bar for men is on the floor.
Ooh. Okay.
Like we don't do shit, dude. Like putting effort into your appearance, like actually dressing nice, like doing shit like that.
You know what gets me when a guy is wearing a t-shirt that's like a little too big, and I'm like, just get a smaller one.
Yeah, wash it.
Yeah,
like dry it a little bit too long, dude. What's wrong with you? You know when a shirt fits you wrong, you can feel it.
Yeah, I think what's hard. I do agree with that. And then the other side of that, like if you're a guy on a dating app, like I would come across women that were like just so mad. And I was like, I think you got to take a break from this. I think you might have just got dumped or found out your guy was cheating on you. And it's like, I need you to know that neither of those things are my fault.
This is a classic on Hinge. Change my mind. All men are trash.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm looking for a man, not a boy. Don't waste my time. Like this is such no one will want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Except the worst, like the people who aren't reading this and are just swiping, and that's what you're gonna attract. Like you don't seem like a fun person. But also I understand. Like I feel bad for women. Because like in dating, here's how I think of it. It's like men are in the desert looking for a little bit of water, and women are in the ocean looking for some water that doesn't have salt in it, like just any drinkable water.
Yeah.
And they're surrounded by water, but none of it's drinkable.
Yeah.
You will die if you drink this water.
And then a man can't empathize because they're like, oh, dude, you're surrounded by water.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. But they don't understand. It's like, you can't. This is all of this is poison around me, actually. So I feel bad for like both sides.
Well, you know what we did to some extent is like we've severed like community ties a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
It used to be like, oh, are you 17? Then go to church. And, oh, how about that person over there? And then you're like, they look nice and we speak the same language.
Yeah.
Might as well have several children with her. You know what I mean? But now
That was aggressive. You're like, I'm 17. We speak the same language. Time to fuck. Now Bobby gets down, dude. You get down.
yeah, you pull out the contract and you just start Xing and O's
Let's
and
get
initialing
to
here.
it. It's 1920, bitch. You're old.
Yeah. Hey, it's 1920 and you're 17. You're not getting any younger.
Yeah, come on now. Chop, chop, bitch. No, I agree that there's like there's just less community.
Yeah.
And I also think that people are less open to approaching someone.
Yeah.
And I think some of that has to do with like the feminism thing, but also I think it's just deep internet problems. Like, I think we just don't have social skills the same way as we did even like 10, 15 years ago.
I think that's true. I sometimes I'll people watch in a way that makes me feel superior. And but what I've noticed recently is the amount of people that can't stand at a stoplight, like pedestrians at a stoplight, right? And obviously we live in New York where it's the jaywalking capital of the world, right? But there's some circumstances in which like the cars are coming and you do have to wait for the signal. Yeah. The amount of people that like, I might as well check my phone now. And I'm like, dude, it's 20 seconds. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think we're just like, we're dopamine addicts, I think. And that's becoming more and more of our life is just like our phones. So why wouldn't a lot of people, especially younger people, be like, well, and that's how I find a partner too.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like the phone is like just stimulation. You know, like if you're standing there for 20 seconds, you're like, I could just stand here and do nothing.
Yeah.
Or I could be I could be stimulated just for like 20 seconds and get right back in.
It's I think it's like it's painful sometimes almost because if you aren't looking at like the colors on your phone, you're like thinking about like the mistakes you've made in life.
Yeah.
You know?
But you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. The problem is that the phone takes away from. You're supposed to think about those mistakes. You actually are supposed to ruminate on them and find out what went wrong. And I feel like that's a thing people don't want to do anymore. You know? And that's why I think people are. This is gonna sound a little bit like hard or like mean, but like, you know how everyone has like depression and anxiety, right? It's like, well, are you like working on it? Like, why are you depressed all the time? Yeah, like it's not just a chemical thing. There's no way it's all completely chemical. Like there's something happening in your life that you're not happy with, and you're not changing it. You know, and I think like cell phones and like distractions get in the way of that. When what you really have to do is like, you got to sit down, find out what's fucking you up, and then fix it. You know, it's like hard. It's like, I guess like tough love stuff, but like you just need to do that. And there's no like getting around it. There's no pills that are going to make you feel better if you're like, you know, I sit on my ass 12 hours, 15 hours a day. I don't do anything. There's no Xanax that's going to fix that. Yeah. You're going to get sad again. Yeah. Right after it wears off. Because you're still where you don't want to be. So I think that's like something that people don't talk about enough.
And I think a lot of the times if someone is feeling bad, they know exactly why, but they can't stop.
Yeah,
exactly. And we were talking about sleep earlier. Like that was a big thing for me when that I used to have trouble with is like, I would lay on my bed and I'd have my phone out and then I would just do nonsense and I would lose track of time. Right. Yeah, nothing productive. I wasn't like learning stuff.
Yeah.
And even if I was, it wasn't, my new thing is like, all right, this is when I'm going to bed. And then when my alarm goes off, I'm like, time. And it's almost like you have to be your own parent when you're an adult, right? So I'm like, no, Bobby, it's bedtime now.
Yes.
You got to brush your teeth and go to bed.
I've come, this is when you become a real adult. You go, we have food at home.
Yeah.
And when you become, and when you go, we have food at home, and then you walk away and you feel that sadness where you didn't get your little sweet treat. You're an adult. You're a grown man now.
Yeah.
But that's what you got to, like, we have food at home is the real adultness.
When you're not an adult is when you think to yourself, we have food at home, and then you realize you don't have food at home. You did not go grocery shopping.
Yeah. Oh, brother, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
When I found out I ran out of hot dogs, it's brutal. Okay, that's what I do. I live off hot dogs and beer.
Oh, okay.
It's not a great life. I'm gonna be honest. It's not the best life, but hot dogs are cheap.
Yeah.
Be eating some dogs.
I love hot dogs. I eat halal food almost every day.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
The halal food, you got your rice, you got your protein. You know, you get some veggies in there.
Yeah.
I've been trying to eat healthy, but I'm not doing good.
Mm-hmm.
My daily is insane.
Yeah.
It's
well, walk us through it.
All right. Morning, I drive to work, get my jobs for the day, go to Quick Check, get a coffee, get one of those gross slider cheeseburger things under the lamp.
In the morning.
For breakfast, because it's delish. Right. Then we go for lunch. Normally we go to Wendy's, biggie bag, great deal. You get a lot of food for like no money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible for you. And then for dinner, either we eat hot dogs or we go to Wendy's again.
Oh no. That's the same person behind the counter at Wendy's.
Yeah.
Just shaking her head.
Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. What am I supposed to do? This is the life. But I'm trying to today I was like, dog, you can't do this.
Yeah.
I went to a Whole Foods today because I was like, I'm gonna eat a salad. And I ate a salad and it was good. And my body was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, I had to shit like 2 seconds after I ate.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like, is this fiber?
Yeah. Yeah, my body was like, yo, what is happening right now? But I think I need to start meal prepping or something because I'm gonna die. I don't sleep and I eat like that.
Yeah, the sleep thing I think is even more important. Have you ever seen a doctor about that?
I went like once, and then the doctor was like, he just gave me some pills. He was like, I was like, I can't sleep, and he was like, here, and then I took, and they got me really drowsy, but also they like completely closed my nose up. I couldn't breathe through my nose.
Oh, geez.
So I couldn't fall asleep. So it was like, this is worthless. This is, stupid.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're tired and then unable to fall asleep.
Yeah.
You know what'll get me sometimes if there's something important in the morning and I'll get this anxiety about not waking up in time, which fucks with my ability to sleep.
You can't go to sleep because you're having anxiety.
Dude, it's so stupid, right? Yeah. I don't know.
What's in your fridge right now?
Dude, I abide by the if there's no junk food in my house, I won't eat junk food. And that's a big thing for me. So my I think Mark has joked about it that I have survival rations.
Okay.
Because I have coffee.
Okay. Good.
And like coffee beans and my Keurig, and I have eggs that are hard boiled, and I have my vegetables, which is carrots and broccoli, right? Peanut butter, bread, bananas, protein powder. That's all the food my roommates have food too.
That's good though.
Yeah.
You want to know mine?
I'm ready.
Mine's turkey dogs, ginger ale, a bag of rice that I eat. You want to hear that? I eat the rice raw because I don't want to cook. I'm so lazy. I just grab it and I eat it.
There's no way that's true.
Brother, I'm swearing to God.
You're eating raw rice?
I love to eat rice and pasta raw. I don't know why. I just like the way it feels.
I don't like the way
it warms up in my tummy. If you think about it, right? You eat the rice and then it cooks in your in your stomach. It makes sense. Dude, it makes sense.
You less than 15 minutes ago said I'm not insane.
I'm not.
You're eating raw pasta and raw rice?
It warms up and becomes pasta.
Enjoyable.
The raw pasta, for me, I like it. I like it.
Maxim, do you eat raw pasta?
It's just, listen, I'm not saying I'm not autistic. I'm not like, obviously something is weird, but I like the way raw pasta feels.
Folks,
in the mouth.
If anybody out there eats raw pasta or raw rice, please write so in the comments, because I'm so insanely.
There's got to be like one person. Someone likes raw pasta.
I want to hear from you, and be honest. Don't just because we like Jesse, we don't want him to feel alone. But I want to know if that's something you do.
When I moved into my apartment, my roommate was like, "Did you eat the whole box of?" And I was like, yeah, fuck it, dude. It's penne.
I used to be. I've always been a big meal prep guy, but before I thought more about nutrition and was just like, what do I want to eat?
Mm-hmm.
I ate pasta, marinara sauce, a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, no protein, just that for lunch every day for I think close to a year. Yeah.
Low key, I know that the scientists won't say it's bad, but I think eating carbs is actually pretty good for you.
Oh, dude, before a workout, I have to. Usually, I'll eat, and you know what? Maybe this is a little Jesse Montanez right now, because usually, if my schedule's a little weird, where I'm going to the gym kind of between meals, right? Like usually I like to eat and then a few hours later go to the gym. Time it so that when I'm done working out, I eat my next meal, right?
Uh-huh.
But if I'm I'm going now and I'm on an empty, because I can't go on a complete empty stomach, I'll eat 2 pieces of bread. Not a sandwich, nothing in between. I'll eat the 2 pieces of bread like a sandwich, but because I looked up the bare minimum you need to do a workout, even no cardio, just weight training, you need I think 300
that little
grams of carbs. I'm beginning to realize I don't know. I know protein. Okay, so I'm roughly 140 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Try to eat minimum 100 grams, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was going bear mode a few months ago, I was doing 140 grams, and boy, was I pooping a whole lot. If pooping was an Olympic sport, Jesse, I would have gotten gold.
Yeah.
And not because I got knocked out by my own poop. I'll tell you that much, brother.
Dog, I love shitting.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
I love dropping log.
But I won't put anything up there.
No.
But when it leaves there, I do. There is a little bit of
no.
This is nice.
A gal can touch it the tip, the end with the tongue.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, stay away from my butt.
Yeah, no, let it happen. You've never had it. That's you, so you don't know what you're talking about.
Nope.
All right.
It's never.
You're missing out. You're missing out, dog.
You don't think I've had this conversation before?
Yeah, and if someone's offered it to you?
Yeah, and I was like, no, thank you.
It always
You're so mad.
It always happens to the people who don't deserve it. I asked my ex so many times and she never did it.
Aw.
That's all I ever wanted.
That's why you're not together anymore.
That's why we broke up. I said, hey, eat it or there's a door.
You know what it is? Even if well, first of all, I don't want it to happen.
What, are you worried that you're gay?
No, I know I'm gay, but wait, what? No, I'm afraid that it won't be clean. They're like, oh, well, take a shit, then shower.
It's not your mouth. What are you worried about? It's not even your mouth. You're not even, listen, baby wipes, give her a good, take a shower. Mm-hmm. You're not getting in there. You're not going deep anus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're talking about just the opening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like licking a doorknob. You know, you just clean it off. That was a bad analogy.
You know how we all lick
We all
doorknobs.
lick a doorknob. But yeah, you know, it's not. Listen, hey, everyone has their thing.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not your thing, I would never say, you know, if that's not your comfort zone, then don't go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys are not butthole guys.
Yeah. Mark Henley is famously not a
Mark
butthole.
Henley, famously not a butthole guy. Everybody knows that about him.
Oh, man.
You watching the porn?
No, not really. No.
I've been thinking about the porn recently.
I think it's almost good to. Okay, you could go too far in the other direction. Well, obviously, like the fundamentalist Christians don't like it, and then there's this new weird trend on the internet, like the no fap people.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not going to give you superpowers. But the way I look at porn is like, it's like sugar. It's like, it's fun, but it could be a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
You could do it too much.
For sure.
You know what I
For
mean?
sure. And you can get into some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I found out? You know that
Interracial
trans
stuff?
porn is the #1 porn?
No, really?
Yes.
Huh.
It's not even close.
Huh.
It's like not even close.
Wow. In
Like-
the United States?
Everywhere.
In the world?
It makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
Because they're girls, but they're also guys at the same time.
That is kind of
I listen. If it's a girl having sex with a trans woman, let's play ball.
Yeah.
You know? We could play ball.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, I'm not folks. I want you to turn
Not a
this up.
butthole guy doesn't like the trans woman with the woman.
Listen, I think they should have all the rights, but I'm not gonna watch it.
You should watch it.
I don't know why. I actually can't explain
Because the
why.
trans woman can fuck.
Yeah, no, I
And,
imagine.
You know, they do a good job. And they have tits.
Yeah. And like crafted. Like homemade. Homemade?
Like mama used to make. But I don't watch all of it. I don't watch all of it, you know?
Right.
Like if it's a dude with a trans woman, gay. Ew.
Right.
Gross.
Right.
If it's a trans woman with a trans man, it is gay and gross, but also it's so gay, it's straight. It's confusing in so many ways. That's the one where I'm like, I don't like this, but it's technically straight.
I'm just imagining you having this conversation with an old lady at a bus stop.
And she's like, oh, I get it. Yeah, it is gay and straight at the same time.
That's hilarious to think about though, because I remember I saw this statistic that was like the most searched pornography in the Southeast is ebony.
That makes sense.
So I'm like, historically, my Southern brethren, I'm not saying you're all racist, but historically it's the most racist place in the United States, and they just can't get enough of the ebony. And I just think that's kind of funny.
Love this, you know, those broads are gorgeous. Love me a black queen. Love me a black queen.
I can't get over the fact that you eat raw pasta. Did someone introduce this to you, or were you in a situation where you couldn't boil water?
When I was a young child, I ate raw pasta and I liked it. And my siblings would also do it, but then at some point they stopped.
Okay.
And then it was just me out there.
It does seem like a thing a child would do.
Yeah.
And I could almost see an adult like talking a child into liking it, especially if like the box has like Spider-Man on it. Because as a kid, you're just like, I'm basically hanging out with Spider-Man. You know, it has very little
no,
to do
this
with-
is me eating like what's the blue box of pasta? Yeah, like that. The beautiful Italian box. It's not Spider-Man. I'm not eating mac and cheese. I'm eating penne. I'm eating slices of lasagna. I'm eating lasagna slices, dude. I'm deep. I love it.
The only thing I could, the equivalent I could think of, like my favorite snack as a boy was, and I would call it this, peanut butter on a spoon.
Oh.
You get me peanut butter, you get me one of those big spoons.
Oh.
And just a glass of water.
Glass of water?
I loved water as a boy. I like
thought you were
water.
gonna
I'm a
say
hydro
milk, and
homie,
I was
dude.
like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense.
Wasn't a
Glass
milk
of
guy.
water.
I wasn't like Ben Miller having to drink 2 glasses of milk a day.
I like that you have deep lore. Does your audience know that Ben Miller drinks 1 glass of milk a day?
Well, he, as a child, his parents, up until his 18th birthday, made him drink 2 glasses of milk a day. And it's just fun trivia.
And what a big, strong boy he became.
Yeah. Dude, peanut butter on a spoon. And this is going to make me sound insanely stupid, and it's because I was, but I love that I could quote unquote make it myself. You know what I mean?
you're like, I'm getting in the kitchen to cook. And your mom was like, just fucking grab the spoon, bro. That's hilarious. You're like acting like Emerald Lagasse. And bang! Just with the spoon, ready to go. Oh, wait. Getting some water. That's insane, dude. What was the water like to break up the peanut butter?
Yeah, it's a dangerous thing to eat that much peanut butter without that's what it was, a chaser. You know what I mean? I had to make sure I wasn't gonna. Okay, so as a boy and up until my mid-20s, it was Jif. You know.
Yeah. I'm pure Jif. Skippy is way too sugary.
My thing is, I started to. I'm doing Smucker's natural no sugar. I started doing that a couple years ago, and I didn't understand that the sugar makes it more like. Not only more palatable, but easier to like swallow.
Yeah.
Right? Pause. But I've been saying pause, even though I'm of the Caucasian persuasion.
You can say pause.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Jesse's.
But you gotta, no Diddy. There's like new stuff now. Maybe, try no Diddy next time.
I love that no Diddy is like a synonym for no homo. It's like, do you know he also like raped people allegedly too, right?
Yeah, he's so much worse
It's
than
the
gay.
weirdest thing to pick up like from that story. Like, oh, Diddy used to drug people, coerce people, used to hit women. And you're like, hold on. He had sex with a man? Yikes.
Yeah, it just shows how like stupid we are as people, where it's like he's a child molester, sexual trafficker, a blackmailer, and like fucks dudes though. It's gross.
I'm so dumb when you said blackmail. I was like, well, Jesse, that has nothing. That's fine. You can be a blackmail.
Blackmail, white male, I love it all, baby.
So I started drinking or eating rather natural peanut butter, no sugar, where you have to mix the oil
With the
yourself.
water? Yeah.
And dude, I didn't have a glass of water with me. I like saw my life flash before my eyes. I thought I was going to choke to death.
Yeah?
Yeah,
It's that
dude.
thick?
It's, you got to.
Do you have to chew it? It's so...
No, but like I guess like Skippy and Jif, it sort of like slides down.
Yeah.
In a,
No
no, dude, there's a lot of no Diddies in this story. But I don't know. Did you have a favorite snack as a kid besides raw pasta and rice?
That was like a pastime. It wasn't like an all the time thing. All right. I just enjoy some pasta every now and then. I don't know. My parents always had the most unhealthy snack. The most unhealthy thing was coming through the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Like a cosmic brownie.
Oh, yeah.
Fucked up a cosmic brownie. A nutty bar.
Yes.
Chips. Love Doritos.
Dude, I really wish I could go back to when I was a fat middle schooler and just enjoy it. Because the thing is, like, kids would be like, "You're fat," and I'd be like, "I am."
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress girls yet.
Yeah. That's the best part. I think being a fat little kid is
fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
Because one, everyone likes it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the ruse about being fat. Mm-hmm. That's the brutal thing about being fat is when you're a kid, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves that you're fat. And then one day, you're beloved everywhere. And then one day you're gross, unfuckable, gross. You're breaking furniture, like you're immediate. It's such a huge change.
Yeah.
Like it seems like also once you turn horny, you can't be fat anymore.
Yeah.
Once you start coming, it's time to get that weight off.
Unless you want to go full hedonism where you're like, I'm never going to talk to women. I'm just going to eat and jack off until the day I die.
Yeah. Or you can be like one of those fat guys who is like jolly.
A jolly fat guy.
And then they get like
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. You can be. I feel like there is a path for fat guys, but it's like you gotta follow a very strict stereotype.
Where you know where I'll see fat guys that I think are have like a thing going is at the gym, like really strong, mostly Hispanic men.
Oh yeah,
And they're just like it's fascinating to me because they're like putting up a lot of weight, and this has nothing. They don't care what they look like.
You're talking about the big belly lifter.
Just tiny.
Yeah,
like 5'2", 5'3", but the broadest shoulders you've ever seen.
250.
Yeah, and he's like, no one's gonna fuck with me, which is true.
He's true. He's a bowling ball, so it's a problem.
Dude, and happy. I see those guys, they're all hanging out. First of all, they have great gym etiquette. Like they'll hang out by the bench, but they're always like, hey, mijo. They call me mijo. They and I'm like, no, I'm good. And they're just laughing and talking in Spanish. I don't know what they're saying. Despite how much Duolingo I've been doing, I have no idea what they're saying.
Me either, brother.
You don't speak Spanish at all?
Nah. I mean, a little bit. Probably like more than what you can do.
Right.
But if we start going, it's not happening.
That's the thing is like I've been doing like the bare minimum, which is 5 minutes of Duolingo a day for like a couple years.
Yeah.
And the best I could do when I hear actual two native Spanish speakers talking to each other is that I could pick out a word.
Yeah.
Like I'm a one word per sentence.
Yeah. You're like, they're talking about a supermarket.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause they say supermercado.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm so smart.
Yeah. You're like, second, I had to speak a little bit of Spanish
when I hear
myself.
people swearing in Spanish, and I know a couple, cause I used to live in the Czech Republic. So I know a few like Slavic curse words, like almost all Slavic people to curse, they say kurva, which means bitch or whore. Right.
I like that.
Yeah. Kurva. Yeah. It's real. Yeah.
That's good. And it rolls right off the tongue, has like a nice R to it.
Yeah. It's
Kurva.
I was actually looking up like what's the main curse word for most languages. And most languages, it is their word for bitch or whore.
Yeah.
English is kind of odd that we use like the verb for penetrating as the main one. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I was asking a Czech person, I'm like, because I believe, if memory serves, that the Czech word for fuck is shukat, which to me that's kind of nice. It's got a hard consonant, and he was like, oh yeah, no one would say that. Like literally, if you stub your toe and said shukat, they'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like English, I feel like we're a little bit, because we don't speak like a uniform language like a Czech Republic or like a Spanish, French would, like they have like a uniform language. Well, English has a whole bunch of rules that don't make sense. And it kind of just like comes into one language that we have. It's a little bit more intricate than other languages. So like a fuck is kind of like a placement word. Yeah. Where like, there's not fuck in Spanish, but there's like coño. And you say coño for everything. And that's like, that is your fuck. That's your shit. Damn. It's like, it's literally fuck, just not the word fuck.
What's the actual translation?
Coño is shit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. But it's the fuck of Spanish.
Ah, okay.
So you have that word. It's just not like fuck is just, I don't know. And also fuck feels nice.
Yeah.
A
good motherfucker.
Oh,
it's the ER. Okay, so my go-to, like if I stub my toe, my go-to would be cocksucker. And it's because I was born in 1990. Okay, and I wouldn't insult an actual gay person by calling him a cocksucker. But just, you don't get to choose what you say when you stub your toe, and I can't stop myself from saying it. And a few years ago, I stubbed my toe, and I'm trying not to say it.
Yeah, what are you going to replace it with?
Well, I stubbed my toe one time at work. And I went to go say cocksucker and stopped myself halfway through. So I just yelled out cock, which is worse. It's weird. You know what I mean? Cocksucker, it's like, okay, he's a fucking millennial. He doesn't know any better. Cock is like, that was deeply Freudian, dude. Yeah. What's going on?
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know what my first, I know what my first curse might be, and I can't say it aloud because it's so bad. It's just, everyone has that word that they go to. Yeah. Do you like, I do this sometimes. I just like, say curse words just because I can. Like I'll be driving in the car and I'll just say like every slur, like just because no one's there. Do you ever do that?
I don't know. I do like the Come Town inspired like parody songs where
Oh
yeah, you're being gay with your dad or whatever.
But I also like the thing that Come Town like got into is like that we all were doing that even before Come Town.
Oh, so for those unfamiliar, Come Town was a podcast where they were just silly boys the whole time.
Silliest boys.
But and they did popularize singing songs about being gay with your dad, but they didn't start it. You know who started it? Blink-182.
Damn right.
The Mark, Tom, and Travis show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a male pastime.
Mm-hmm.
Like just singing songs about being gay with your like. What is more male than that? Than talking about sucking off your dad or something like that?
Dude, I remember I was having a sleepover with my friend. We'll call him Greg, right? And Greg had an older brother who he was like a senior in high school when we were like in junior high, and he was like on his way to like join the army, and he was just the coolest guy.
Yeah,
like we would not in like a weird way, you know. Here's the difference. He wouldn't give us alcohol, but he would give us the Mark, Tom, and Travis show on CD that had all the curse words and the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah, he ruled.
He ruled. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, Greg's parents were away and we were in junior high school, and fucking, he was like the first kid to have a computer. So his mom was like, I'll be gone for a half hour. And dude, we ate Pop-Tarts and drank soda and listened to the Marshall Mathers LP. And then Greg was like, look at this. And then showed me a woman's pussy on the computer.
God, what a day.
Dude, I was like, I've been to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And it is bushy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because it was early aughts, but it was still like almost that culturally, it was like 80s and 90s where they weren't shaving.
Yeah, girls had real pussy back then.
Yeah.
Pussy was real back then. I miss those days.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little bit younger than you. By the time I got to the internet, it was full. You could watch full insane porn.
Yeah.
By the time like I wanted to look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I was born in 1990. So I remember one time I was in the computer room. That's how old I am. There was a room designated for the computer.
Typing class.
And my mom was like, you have to make thank you notes for people that came to your confirmation, right? Confirmation's like a bar mitzvah for Catholics. And I was like, okay. And then as soon as she was gone, and I was like, it's like that scene in The Simpsons with the comic book guy where like it's loading so slow and it's just a picture of some lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my mom opened the door to come back in, and I minimized the screen, but because it was like just a shitty, I don't know, Dell from like 2002 or whatever, it took like half a second to go away.
She saw Harry Bush.
She 100% saw Harry Bush.
Yeah.
And she was like, what were you doing? And I was like, writing thank you notes for dude. The website was gray, and she was like, you weren't on, I was supposed to be making it on MS Paint, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, you weren't on an MS Paint, you were on a gray website. And to this day, if I go on a website and it's like kind of has a gray background, I have like a Vietnam helicopter in the background, like PTSD.
Yeah. One by Metallica starts playing. You start getting dude, I remember we had the computer lab in, it was 7th grade. And I went to a really religious school. And I remember a girl got kicked out of school because she looked up playboy.com on one of the computers.
Oh, geez, you can't be doing that.
In the computer lab. And I remember as a young boy being like, which computer? You know, just to be like, which computer? Because maybe we can get back to that site. And then because all the old people in the school didn't know how to like clear browser history, they just shut that computer down. They're like, yeah, this computer, no one can use this computer because playboy.com is on it now.
God damn, we could do stories like this all the time, but unfortunately, Jesse, we've reached our time. So if anybody wants to maybe send you the playboy.com link,
perhaps.
What's the best way that they could do that?
Just follow me on Instagram, TikTok at Jesse M Comic. I have a YouTube page. I'm trying to get that going. Just Jesse Montanez. I have all my sets up. So if you actually wanted to see me do stand up and don't feel like coming out in person, I literally have, I try and put sets out regularly. So you can see me do stand up. And yeah, I do Diablo Radio with my boy Pedro Garcia. We upload not that well. We are not good at that. But when they come out, they're funny. So, listen.
Hell yeah, guys. Give that a listen. And remember, folks, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm just playing night owls. I love you.
Thank you.